My name is Alvaro. Welcome to my channel. This is the first video I upload, and I decided to start this channel to spread the Spanish cuisine around the world. And today we're gonna be doing tortilla de patata, which would be Spanish omelette. And I'm gonna show you, right now I'm living in the UK, so I'm gonna show you the ingredients I bought for doing it, so you can go to the supermarket and buy it yourself. So let's start. I'm gonna show you all the ingredients I'm gonna use for doing the tortilla. I know there are thousands of different ways of doing tortilla, so probably you would say,
"Oh, but I learned that in the tortilla you put this."
I don't. Each one has a different way of doing the tortilla, and the thing about tortilla is that it's a very easy dish, and it's something that you can do in maximum 2 hours, and it doesn't really cost a lot of money. So you can add whatever you want. There are people that put peppers. There are people that put asparagus. You can put whatever you want. And what I'm gonna use is, first of all, onion. I'm putting half an onion, but if you like it a lot, you can put a whole onion, or if you don't like it at all, you can just avoid the onion. Then I'm gonna use 6 eggs, and you can actually use free-range eggs. Those are actually the best, but if not, it's fine. You can use bigger ones or smaller one, but this is the medium size, and I always use 6 of medium size. Then, of course, potatoes. This is the average size of a potato, and I'm actually using 11 potatoes. So yeah, you can put a little bit more, you can put less. I always like tortilla to be very thick and very big, because when I cook tortilla, I'm going to do it for a lot of people. So that's up to you. Then, of course, I'm using sunflower oil for frying the potatoes and the onions. I'm using olive oil for frying the actual tortilla. Of course, salt. And then I want to show you, because there are a lot of ways of chopping the potatoes, and the way I chop the potato is this way. It would be better if you do it thinner, but it still is fine. But I know there are a lot of people that chop it like this, dice it, and you can also chop it like this, like chips or French fries, and then fry it. It doesn't matter the way you do it, but just try to do it thin so it fries well. So the first thing we're gonna do is fry the onions. We're gonna put the sunflower oil in the stove, and we're gonna put it at the maximum so it gets hot, and then we're gonna reduce it at medium heat, and then we will put the onions. You are also going to learn Spanish. If I randomly say Spanish words, don't worry, that's better for you, and you know how to say them if you go to the supermarket, like huevos, patata, huevos, patata, patata, huevos, tortilla. The oil was hot. We reduced it to the medium. Approximately it was in 9. Now I have it in 5. And we already put the onions. You can do the onions separately, or you can do it with the potatoes. It doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna do it all together. So once I put the onion is kind of like with a brown golden color, you just put the potatoes in and wait for everything to fry. It doesn't really matter if you use a normal pan or if you use a frying pan. If you only have, for the actual tortilla later, you should, it's not that you should, it's that you have to use a frying pan. But for frying the potatoes and the onions, you can use either a frying pan or just a normal pan. That doesn't really matter. So now we're gonna wait until the onion is done, and then we will add the patata. Now that the onion is with that color I already told you, we're gonna put the potatoes with it, and we are gonna wait until we see that the potatoes, I will show you later, but until we see the potato is much softer, we can actually break it and it's not tough at all. while you are frying the potatoes and the onions, make sure that you stir it well and you put the potatoes in the bottom up, so the ones who are already done are above, and the ones who are still a little bit like kind of tough or whatever goes to the bottom of the pan. And also I like to break the potatoes while they are soft, so it's more like they're not like big pieces of potatoes in the tortilla, but you can leave it like that. And also it doesn't matter if there are pieces of potatoes that are a little bit burned and others that are not really done. It doesn't really matter, there are always going to be some parts that are more done, so don't worry about that. Now we have already done the potatoes. You can come closer and see how they are. You can see that they are, some of them are white, some of them are more brown. I like it like this. You can leave it more time. As I already said, that's up to you. So now we're gonna take them off. We want to have something to take the oil off, so when we do the tortilla it's not very oily. Now that we have the potatoes out of the pan, first of all we're gonna add the salt. I already added, I added a handful of salt, but you can put less, you can put more. In Spain we like it very salty, but that's up to you. Also, once we have the potatoes out, we are going to wait until they get colder, because if we add the egg now, it's gonna get cooked before we put it in the pan, and it's gonna be harder to do. So we're gonna wait a little bit, and then we're gonna mix it with the egg and everything. We can beat the eggs, and as I already said, we're gonna use 6 eggs. So we're gonna put them in a bowl.
They break when you're breaking the egg. So you're gonna beat them now,
Now we beat them. We want the yolk to be completely beaten, so we have to make sure that we are enough time beating the eggs. So we want something like this. You can see that the egg white and the yolk are virtually blended together, and now we're gonna wait to add it. And then when you were mixing the potatoes and the egg, if you see that you want more egg, it doesn't matter if you take another egg, beat it, and then put it in the potatoes. That's perfectly fine. But if you think that there is too much eggs, that's not a problem, so don't worry about that. Now that you can see that the potatoes are cold, we're gonna mix everything with the egg. We're gonna put it in a different bowl, and we're gonna add the egg, and we want to move it very, very well and mix it very, very well, so like every piece of potato gets a little bit of egg. And once we have it really, really mixed, we're gonna put it in the pan. So we put the olive oil in the pan now. You can use sunflower oil. You can also use olive oil for frying the potatoes. But the thing is that if you use sunflower oil, after frying the potatoes, you can keep it and you can recycle for frying and other things. Because you have only made potatoes within, it's gonna be fine. So we're gonna put the stove at the maximum because we want the oil to be very, very hot. And then I put too much oil so I can move it around the pan, so the tortilla doesn't stick. But once it's really, really hot, you're going to take all the oil off of the pan and just leave a little bit for frying the tortilla. Now that the oil is really, really hot, we're gonna move it again around the pan so it goes everywhere, and we're gonna reduce to 4 or 5, so medium heat, and then we're gonna get rid of almost all the oil, and we're gonna leave just a little bit, and it has to be a little bit. So we put again the pan in the stove, and then we add the mix in the pan, and we make sure that it is well distributed around the pan. There are not sides with a lot of tortilla on it. And we wait a little bit until we think that it's already cooked. It would take like 4 minutes maximum. So yeah, you just make sure that you're using a non-sticky pan, because if not, it's gonna be a completely disaster. And make sure you move a little bit the pan while it's frying, like this. In Spain, we say that there are only 2 types of people in the world. People who like tortilla really cooked, and people who like the tortilla a little bit cooked, when inside of the tortilla it's a little bit like you can feel like the egg and it's a little bit eggy. I really like it a little bit eggy, but as you know, it's up to you. So it's just, we are in the worst part. I mean, it's kind of my favorite, but at the same time I actually hate it, because it's when we are going to turn the tortilla so the other side gets done, and it can be really hard if you are a kid or you think that you're not strong enough. Ask someone else for help, because it's gonna be a little bit. I mean, if it's a small tortilla, you'll be okay, but so you can see this is a big one. I'm gonna use a plate. It's a normal flat plate. I'm gonna put it over the pan and then just turn around. Okay? So you can follow me and see how I'm gonna do it. I hope it's not a disaster, because otherwise I will have to do it again. And I'm gonna do it in the sink, so if it fails or there is a little bit of oil or potato falling, then it's gonna be fine. So you just turn it, and there it is. And now you just put the tortilla back. Doesn't matter if there is a little bit like remains in the plate, you can just add it to the tortilla or leave it there. It's fine. And now we're gonna wait like another 4 minutes for the tortilla to get done, and we are ready. If you really want the tortilla cooked inside, it is important that while it is cooking in the outside, you put the stove really low, like 1 or 2, and wait a lot to get the tortilla in the outside and in the inside done. But if you want it, like as I already said, not really done, then you just put the stove a little bit higher and just wait for the outside to get done and the inside a little bit. Now we're going to take the tortilla out. There is a trick. If you think that it's a little bit burned outside and you want to have a good presentation, you just take it out like this. But if you think that the part that it's right now cooking is going to be better than the one who is up, you just turn it around again. We're going to take the first one because we think it's better, and just put it there in the plate, and it's ready to eat. As I say, there are thousands of ways of doing the tortilla. You can do it with toppings, like you can put mayonnaise and lettuce and tomatoes in the top, or you can put inside asparagus. I love with asparagus. Or you can put cheese and ham. You can like slice it into and then put ham and cheese, and it really tasty. Or you can just eat it like this. I love to eat it with baguette, with bread, or you can buy normal bread and eat it with that. You decide.
Shall I cut the tortilla, dear?
Sure, go for it. It's a lovely day, isn't it?
Yes, it's been an absolutely spiffing day today. However, the weather hasn't been as good as it usually should be.
Yeah, it's been a little bit foggy, but still fine. Thank you very much.
It's quite alright. Now I shall cut myself a piece. I should be quite conservative with my cutting. It's very tasty. The texture is really good. It's very smooth. It really melts in your mouth, and you're able to eat it quite easily. There's an abundance of flavour, and I would highly recommend this to anybody and everybody who wants to try some Spanish cuisine for the first time, or make their skills of Spanish cuisine even better. So I rate this a 10 out of 10.
Thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it, and if you enjoy it, you can press like, or you can also subscribe, and you will see more videos. And you can also leave a comment saying what do you think about the tortilla, if you have ever tried it. You can also suggest the next video, what would you like me to cook the next week, or you can even say how did it go when you tried to do the tortilla. Thank you very much. See ya.
Esto es todo, amigos.
¡Eh! ¿Pero qué haces, loco? Que nos lo vamos a comer ahora.